Let's talk Revelations and the two new, the old earth and the new earth. As Revelations itself, Revelations, which is in the Bible, the ending of the Bible to me. But Revelations, what it means, but also the splitting of two earths. So let's go back to Revelations. As we are right now living through Revelations, we're living through Judgment Day. I grew up Catholic. So if you grew up Catholic, if you grew up Christian, if you read the Bible, you know about Revelations and Judgment Day. But we are here, and it's wild. The word Revelations comes from the Greek word apocalypsis, which literally means unveiling or lifting of the veil. The eclipse that just happened on, what are we on? We're on the 20th. Oh no, we're in March. Okay, the last eclipse that just happened. There was one on the 17th. I've lost my days. There was one on February 17th, which was at the end of Aquarius, and then the second one, which was March 3rd, and that was in Pisces, 13 degrees. But these two moons together were a combination of, it's an ending, the ending of humanity as we see it, as we've lived it, as we've experienced it. And this full moon lunar eclipse that just happened on March 3rd was all about really tapping into the depths, or it wasn't in Pisces, it was in Virgo. Virgo is all about analyzing the details, getting into the details, overthinking. Don't overthink. Don't burn your hair off your scalp. Usually people who are balding, it is associated with overthinking. In Ayurveda, it's Pitta energy, it's fire energy. You're overthinking so much that you're burning the hair off your scalp. It's a balance. It is a balance between all this Piscean energy, this old emotions, emotional trauma from previous experiences, previous lives even. Hi. But this is energy that's coming to the surface in Virgo. The Virgo eclipse is all about dissecting all of this energy, but don't burn a hole in your head, burn the hair off your scalp, overthinking all of this stuff that's coming up from the past. Really, this energy is meant to come up so that you can, don't overthink, but analyze it one last time, understand it, understand what the lesson is, so that you can assimilate it and apply it to moving forward in a new way. But Revelations, it does not mean destruction. It means disclosure. Disclosure of what was hidden. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was the releasing of these images of this Epstein and satanic ritual stuff. Don't think it's not calculated. That energy, those entities use astrology as well. And the earth is going through a major, pivotal change. Every being in galaxies are looking towards the earth right now to see what happens, to see how we transmute, how we change. But those images, those dark images, because I got caught up in it, are to invoke fear in you, anger, hate, shame, because all of that lower vibrational energy is going to keep you in the old earth. It's almost like the devil. The devil, I'm not talking about the devil as an energy outside of yourself. The devil is energy inside of yourself. It's your own consciousness. So keeping your energy in that low vibration, and the system as well, projecting images at you because of this major upgrade that the earth itself is going through, pulling your energy down so that you are not able to really grasp or align with or hold the capacity of these new light codes that are streaming onto the earth and through the earth. Okay, hold on, because I got a lot. Spiritually speaking, a revelation is a moment when illusion drops. Truth becomes visible. Consciousness expands beyond denial. The ego structure being pierced. It's less the word ending or the world ending, and more the masks being removed. The masks of everything, the masks of the whole entire system, because the whole entire system feeds into itself. The school system feeds into, or the education system feeds into, the monetary system feeds into, the healthcare system. It all feeds into itself, and all of it is being dismantled. All of it is being exposed for the truth of what it is. The book of Revelations, what is it really about? Traditionally attributed to John of Patmos. Is it Patmos? Patmos. It's archetypical literature written in symbolic code during Roman oppression. You know, I have had a lifelong tango dance with the Bible. I mean, growing up Catholic, having the Bible and you know, my whole family, this constant talk of the Bible. My father gave me many Bibles when I was younger. And I always had this, I go off vibration and feeling, and I never were fully aligned with the Bible. I read chapters. I've, of course, experienced more of the Bible through catechism, through Bible study, through those forms, than of really exploring the Bible page by page on my own. That was my sister's job. My sister is the complete opposite, where she has read the Bible probably 20 times, page for page, cover to cover. And she actually is now a Hebrew. But there's just certain things that I never aligned with, in which the Roman Empire created this Bible, or added and expanded onto what is this Bible, or there's many different versions. But really it was about controlling the masses. If you read one of the most impressive books that I've ever read, or influential books in my youth, was Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, and he goes into why the Bible was written and what was put into it in terms of from the Roman Empire. I mean, just the story alone of Eve being born from Adam's rib. I mean, you really? Do you really think that the magic, the power, the grandiose abilities of a female, of a woman, was born from a man's rib? No. It just doesn't sound right. It doesn't align. And to me, nature has always been church. What is alive? What is pure? I learned a lot about the whole satanic rituals, Catholic churches, and also the pedophilia way back in the early 2000s. The wind power, the wind gods. So I was always more so connected to nature and the power of nature and the pureness of nature. To me, that is the church. And we do have an innate ability. The Bible really, what is right. If you're aligned with the divine, you know what feels right, and you know what is off. Okay, let me get back to this. But apocalyptic literature uses symbols, visions, numbers, archetypes, cosmic imagery. It's not a literal timeline manual. It's symbolic prophecy. It's not it describes collapse of corrupt empires. And again, it's like these systems within systems within systems, or systems built upon systems built upon systems, and all these systems are corrupt. Exposure of hidden evil. And it's all levels. It's all levels of the system, including in fashion and entertainment, in music, in products, in the food industry. It's all levels of the system. This is also about spiritual purification, the emergence of a new heaven and a new earth. This is consciousness language from a mystical perspective. If we read Revelations internally instead of externally, the beast represents egoic power structures, Babylon, the corrupt systems, the mark, allegiance to fear-based consciousness. And the devil is not something outside of yourself. The devil is your own lower consciousness, your own fears. That's the mark. You trusting in the system more than you trusting in the divine. But listen, there's 8 billion of us on the planet. You're entitled to believe in what you want to believe. The battle is your inner spiritual war. It's not a war outside of yourself. It's not over in Iran. It's not in the Ukraine. It's not in Mexico. It's not in Venezuela. It's within yourself, your own battle between your higher consciousness and your lower consciousness, the ego and the soul. Your ego is going to want all that is materialistic, and the ego stroking the validation. Look at me, look at me, look at what I have. Move past that. We're now moving past the stroking of the ego, or people in positions where it looks like they have this big grandiose ego, but really they're fake, they're false, there's no depth. The New Jerusalem is about an awakened heart consciousness. It's about coming out of love, coming out of compassion and understanding and kindness. You know, I just had a falling out with somebody, and I could go on to hate them, project negativity onto them because of the way they were showing up. But I know that this person is battling their own demons. And I saw the beauty of their soul. So I pray for their soul, that their soul is able to fight off their demons, their trauma, their own devil, and rise. In the sense, okay, so Revelations will describe in a psychological and spiritual transformational process. It's not a sci-fi experience or an event. The real spiritual core of Revelations at its essence is about corruption collapsing, the truth being unveiled. Yay for the truth. Fear-based empires falling, meaning even down to food. Perfect example is eggs. There was an exposure of an egg brand, a few of them, where they're false advertising. Their eggs are not healthy. They're wearing a mask, and selling BS. That's what it's all going to be about, is ripping off that brand, that image, what's underneath. Always research. I used to work at Whole Foods back in 2015, 16, and I got to work with Rip Esselstyn. Rip Esselstyn is this amazing plant-based guru. And I forgot where I went. See, this is why I have notes. But it was, the thing about whole foods, natural foods, is you're getting the wholeness, the naturalness, without the additives. And that is what we as consumers are going to be really paying attention to. Who is making this product? What is this person about who is making this product? Do they have integrity? Do they have our best intention in mind? It's not going to just be about the fluffy words. We want to know more than the fluffy words that you're using. Are your fluffy words for real? Okay, I'm going to make it back. Notes, focus. So fear-based empires on all levels falling. Consciousness realigning with love. It's all about love. Honestly, it all comes back to love. Are you doing this out of love? Are your intentions of love? Where was I? Exposure always feels like an apocalypse. That is the truth. Because it's like the shock that the illusion wasn't real. But it never was. Just especially in terms of the entertainment industry. They're selling an image of fantasy. It's not real. None of those people in entertainment are real. Especially an artist, or we'll refer to music, artists that are big artists. They're big money-making artists signed to these big labels. They're manufactured images. And they've been created by companies and corporations. It's unfortunate that these people at these corporations aren't held more accountable in terms of signing artists and their contracts being humane, that there's a humanity that's still being honored in the artist. The whole world is changing. Anyways, because when illusion dies, it feels like the world is ending. But what is actually ending is the deception. So it does feel like the world is ending, and it is. It's kind of like that REM song. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. It is the end of the world as we know it, as we've been living it. It is all going to change, and we do have a choice, which brings me to part 2. I want to end this and maybe come back on and create the part two. I'm going to do that. Stay tuned for part two.